I want to explain that there is a big difference between liposomal encapsulated vitamin C and regular vitamin C that you buy at a health food store or at, wherever you go and buy it. Okay, so I want to explain this with a very personal story. My grandson in February of this year came down with streptococcal pneumonia. So they had been away at a hockey tournament, and my daughter didn't have the homeopathic kit with her she normally travels with, and his fever started, and when they got home it was already accelerated. She tried the regular homeopathic that works for him, because all of my grandkids, what works for them for a fever or something else is all different, okay? Homeopathic is very individualized, so a homeopathic medicine remedy, same interchangeable word, that says for fevers, might work for one person but doesn't work for another because it's a complete picture, okay? So anyways, his fever couldn't come down. He had a headache. My daughter took him to Emerge. They did blood work, and they said that he had a blood poisoning. So they started him on IV, and it took a few days, I think 3 days, for the culture to grow, for them to actually know what type of bacterial infection he had, what type of blood bacteria he had, and he ended up having streptococcal pneumonia. So then they started him on the correct antibiotics for streptococcal pneumonia. So he was on a total of 2 weeks of IV antibiotics 2 times a day. Okay, so the IV drips would take 3 hours, and so in total it was 2 weeks, 3 days on a general one, and then 11 days on the one specific for streptococcal pneumonia. So he was released on a Monday. They did blood work, and my daughter went and picked up the blood work from the doctor's office on the Tuesday. It showed that the streptococcal pneumonia was still present in his blood. Okay, it still showed that. On Thursday, his cough started back again. So she took him back to the doctors. He gave a week of oral antibiotics. And it wasn't until that Saturday that I could actually see my grandson and my daughter. So on that Saturday, I gave him a homeopathic medicine for streptococcal pneumonia. Okay. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, because again, it's so individualized. Yes, there's some basic ones, but it's individualized. So, and you can't go and get it anyways. The public can't go and get it, and nor should you be able to go and get it. So it helped. It absolutely helped. I ended up increasing, I gave him a low dose to begin with, and I ended up increasing the potency on it. And he was taking it several times a day. So one day my daughter calls and says, listen to this cough. And she said, I've been back to the pediatrician. The pediatrician says it's allergies. So I listened to his cough and I said, that is not an allergy. So I suggested that she take the liposomal encapsulated vitamin C. So this cough was wretched, and he never got rid of it with 14 days of antibiotics, IV, and then 10 days of oral antibiotics. It never went away, and it was getting worse again. So he started on the liposomal encapsulated vitamin C, 1 ounce 1 times a day for, I think he took it for about 3 days. So I listened to his cough again, and I said, no, I want you to increase it. So he increased it to 3 ounces 2 times a day, and he has not coughed since. I'm telling you that story because you need to, with the coronavirus going on, you need to have some information. And again, liposomal encapsulated vitamin C is not the same as regular vitamin C. Dr. Richard Chen from Shanghai actually did a YouTube video stating that a colleague of his used 50 patients. He gave them the liposomal encapsulated vitamin C, different dosages for different severities. He treated everything from a mild case to someone that, from what I understand from the video, was about to die. Desperate is what they called him. And he gave different dosages because different dosages was the need. So all recovered, all 50 recovered. And they also, what he noted was they recovered 3 to 5 days sooner than those that were given the traditional pharmaceutical medicine. Okay. So also during this, so then Dr. Richard Chang also went on to say that he takes the liposomal encapsulated vitamin C in liquid form as prevention. Okay. So what it does is it boosts your immune system. Okay, and it does a whole lot of other stuff, but that's in general, that's what it does. So also when the swine flu H1N1 was rampant, there is a documentary on a gentleman, a farmer. So that's how you can look it up. It's on YouTube. Farmer, New Zealand, liposomal encapsulated vitamin C, swine flu. And so this farmer got swine flu. He was on incubation, but he was on everything to keep him alive. He was on life support, basically, and they wanted to pull the plug. And the wife and the son said, no, we want you to try IV drip liposomal encapsulated vitamin C. They actually had to fight, get a lawyer to actually have it used. And so they used it, and it made a big difference for him. So he had pneumonia with it. So the pneumonia went away, and within 2 days, and as well, they diagnosed him with leukemia during the stay in the hospital. And when he left the hospital, he was completely cured, and the cancer was gone. So you need to look this up, right? I'm not allowed to give you things that say, I'm just giving you stories, my personal story, and then go look up those other doctors and go look up how it was used with the swine flu. Again, liposomal encapsulated vitamin C is not the same as what you get at a health food store. It's not the same. It works differently. It's encapsulated with a fat so that it can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. So there's a whole lot of differences, okay? Now, the Phoenix Rising Center in Hagersville, Ontario, so Phoenix Rising Center, CENTER.ca or .com, has been using liposomal encapsulated vitamin C as a nutritional support for people's bodies for years. And we make it at the center, okay? And then, so again, I've been using it and my family's been using it as prevention during this coronavirus. And I believe that anybody who got the coronavirus, even though they may have gotten well, they should still be doing stuff afterwards to boost their immune system. And this is good for anybody. And the amazing thing about it, the liposomal encapsulated vitamin C, is that if your body is completely healthy and doesn't need it, what happens is you will have loose stools. And so you know when your body says, I've had enough. So other than that, that's the side effects, is that if you've taken too much, you will have loose stools. So once again, it's available to you. This is information. You can choose what you do with this information. You can choose prevention. You can choose boosting your immune system. And that's all I got to say. So remember, a happy heart is good medicine.